Hello, everyone. It's Alicia Hurt here, your servant leader. I am here for building community and support. We're going to talk about rising together for a better tomorrow and how the role of wellness, it strengthens our future. All right, so you guys ready? Please like, please share, DM, send it through DM, so that way your network can get this information. Again, my name is Alicia Hurt. I am the executive director and founder of I See My Baby, the Women's Wellness Center here in Bainbridge, Georgia at 310 South Scott Street. Yes, 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 where the Department of Labor used to be, across from the Family Dollar. Our website is iseemybaby.org, phone number 229-939-3240. And if you need my email address, it's info@iseemybaby.org. Let's dive right in. All right. So introduction. So here at I See My Baby, we believe that when individuals are well physically, mentally, financially, and spiritually, their communities flourish. Who else believes that? Please let me know in the chat. And for those that are watching the recap, let me know. Say recap, hashtag recap. All right, now I've just placed all of my links in the chat for you as well. Our mission is to support women and families holistically, both virtually and in person here at our Women's Wellness Center in Bainbridge. And this presentation will explore how wellness directly impacts community building, provide real life scenarios, and showcase how I See My Baby fosters a supportive network to women and families rising together. Here we go. All right, we're going to silence silencio, por favor, my cell phone. No. Okay, so the power of community and support. So why community and support matter? Well, here's the reason. A strong community is built on the foundation of collective support, which is so true, shared resources, and a commitment to holistic wellness. One example would be we're fairly new here in town, and so there's some events that are word of mouth that you may not see online, that you may not see in the paper. And so when you build that sense of community, you definitely become stronger and you're able to say, hey, I would like to participate in this or that. This weekend, we were able to go to the gospel in the park. It was an amazing event, but I would not have known about it unless someone in the community said, you know what, we're stronger together. Alicia, would you like to come? And would your kids like to be in the fashion show? We help to create a ripple effect that strengthens families, businesses, and future generations when we prioritize that wellness. So, like I said, we're stronger together. So no one thrives in isolation. When we lift up each other, we all succeed. Community support helps women navigate life's challenges from motherhood to career growth. And an example of that would be a mother struggling to balance work and childcare. They find support through a local women's wellness center program, giving her a network of help. Another one would be we're offering classes to talk through how do you nail that job? How do you dress the part? How do you figure out what to ask during an interview? What's the process going to look like? No matter if you are just getting out of high school, looking for an internship, you've been in the workforce or you've been out of the workforce and you're re-entering it, we're here to support you. And so next month we'll have a class and that helps. It goes towards being stronger together. So the call of action would be to get involved locally, get involved. We've had women come through the door and they say, the Lord sent me here and I really want to support your cause. Come on in. We take volunteers. We need the support because remember, just like Jesus, God, they're not here, right? They're not here physically. And so they're here spiritually. And they need our hands and they need our feet. So we need you. We need your hands. We need your feet. We need your mouth. We need your brain to support us in strengthening our community. So get involved, mentor another woman or volunteer. Again, like I See My Baby. And we have so much going on that I promise you we have enough here that you can help. Number 2 is breaking the cycles of struggle. Who is tired of struggling? I'm just saying. The lack of access to healthcare, education, and financial literacy creates long-term disadvantages. So what we've done is we've partnered with the local banks. And if you guys follow us on Eventbrite, I did place the link in the chat. You'll see that we have some financial literacy classes coming up. We have some home buyer classes coming up. We're even talking about international real estate, y'all. Now, come on. We are really leveling up in 2025 and beyond. Also, knowledge sharing and community-driven solutions. They help break generational cycles of poverty and illness. Let's do it. An example, a real life example would be me. I was raised in humble beginnings. We were living in Landover, Maryland, Palm Park to be exact. Shout out to my Palm Park family, but it was very humble beginnings. I didn't get stuck in that mindset and mentality. I wanted more. My mom wanted more. My dad wanted more. And so we strived. I remember my mom telling me, and I wrote this in my book, my first book. It was about overcoming obstacles of home ownership and how my mom would literally pull out a piece of paper and say, this is what we have coming in. This is how we're going to spend it. This is how we're going to save it. So we'll talk through some of those things when we do our financial literacy classes. Another scenario here in the presentation, it says a woman who grew up without financial education attends a workshop on budgeting, right? Here at the center. And she learns strategies that she later teaches her children and changing her family's financial trajectory. And so every woman that comes in and she's about to give birth, we have some really, really cute pigs. And we've gotten that from one of our local banks, Bank of OCK. And we start the idea of saving. And you may think, oh my God, I'm just pregnant. But no, you can actually start saving for that baby. So we teach you things like that, and we partner again with local organizations to help drive the point home. And so the call to action would be, again, participate in our educational workshops or share your knowledge with younger generations. You may have some knowledge that they may not. And promote economic and social well-being. So an example would be, we were downtown at the monuments yesterday, and one of the children had put something on one of the monuments. And so I walked over and I said, hey, you guys, come with me. Turn around. Look at this. You know what this is? They were like, no. And I was like, this is a memorial. Look at the person's name. Look at how long they lived. I said, so when you put something on it, it means that you're not really honoring them and that you're not respecting them, right? And you're not respecting the memorial. They were like, we didn't know that. And I was like, well, that's why I'm over here to talk to you. They removed it. Then they started being inquisitive. So why did he die? What was he about? And I said, all right, so now I need you to Google it. I need you to look it up. I need you to Google it. And then we can talk again. I was like, all right, talk to y'all later. Love y'all. And I know they were looking like this lady, but I educated them. We are breaking the cycles. We're breaking the cycles here. We're working together. We're strengthening one another here in the community. It's okay because it takes a village to raise a child. Number 3, creating a legacy for future generations. So when we invest in each other's wellness, we create a legacy of resilience. Do you believe that? Teaching children and young adults the importance of self-care, financial independence, and healthy relationships secure a better future. So the example given is a teenage girl joins I See My Baby mentorship program, and they start to learn about their self-worth, healthy relationships, and career planning, and helping her make positive life choices. And the program, to be exact, is called Growing Up Gracefully. And it does start next month. We had to push it back because there were other things that were competing here. And I don't want anyone to have to choose where they want to go. I want you to be able to say, yep, I'm going to go to I See My Baby. There's nothing really going on in town. And it's a series of classes. So it's not a one time and that's it. And we are really going to pour into these young ladies. We're going to talk about puberty. We're going to talk about relationships, healthy boundaries. We're going to talk about etiquette, okay? I'm going to have to brush off my skills of this fork is for this, that fork is for that. Put your napkin there. This is a sign that I'm finished eating. How do you sit with the skirt? How do you pick things up off the floor with the skirt, right? As a lady, things of that sort. So we are definitely here to support the youth. Again, the name of that course is Growing Up Gracefully. And if you are not local to the Bainbridge area, we have the 3-book course available on Amazon. And the link again is in the chat. The call to action is to become a role model for the next generation. And we're not saying 10, 15 girls. Nope, you can just start with one. You can start with one, and I'm telling you, it will make a major impact. You can educate them. You can support them through programs that uplift young people. Shout out to the library. They have different various things for the youth, especially during the summertime, that will help keep them engaged. All right, so we're at the part where we're talking about the critical role of wellness in community growth. So wellness as the foundation of a thriving community. To truly rise together, we must address wellness in all aspects: physical, mental, financial, spiritual, and social. That's a whole lot, but take a deep breath, okay? Take a deep breath. You don't have to do it all at once. Or one activity could literally touch multiple areas that we're discussing. So you could be talking about physical and still hit the social bucket. You could talk about mental and go directly into spiritual as you're talking about mental, and then hit on physical. So it's really not that hard. We just actually have to make up our minds and do the work. Below, we have defined each wellness pillar, because there are pillars to this wellness, and it impacts the impacts on the community and how we, I See My Baby, provide support. So physical wellness, a healthy body strengthens the community. Yes, it does. What it includes: so proper nutrition and access to healthy foods, regular exercise and movement. We have the Y right down the street, and then we have another, I forget the name of the facility, but they are across from the Popeyes. Go figure, across the street from the Popeyes. But we have several options. Every Monday here, we do yoga from 6 to 7. We actually got a phone call today to make sure the timing. Every Monday, 6 to 7. And then every first Saturday at 11 a.m., we do West African dance. The body needs exercise and movement. And don't tell me you ain't coming because you can't dance. It's fine. I have 2 left feet, but I get out there as well. The impact on the community. So if you're doing these things, let me tell you what'll happen in the community. And when we say community, I mean in the grocery store, look around you, that's your community. At church, look around you, that's your community. Driving down the street, look around you, that's your community. When you park at your job, look around you, that's your community. So here's the impact if you start to take care of your physical wellness. A healthy population contributes more actively to society. It reduces the burden of chronic disease such as diabetes and hypertension, and it increases life expectancies. You live longer, and overall quality of life, right? So if you show up well, your physical, I'm sure it won't be a whole bunch of woe is me pity parties, because you feel good and you're moving forward. You don't have time to just sit and dwell on things that are not positive. So here's a scenario to dive into. Lisa, a mother of 3, struggles with high blood pressure. She joins I See My Baby wellness program and attends in-person workshops at the center. With guidance on meal planning and stress management, she lowers her blood pressure and teaches her children healthier habits. Right? Healthier habits. So I know for me, when I got here, oh, the sweet tea is so good. And I've been making that sweet tea, y'all, and pouring that sugar in there. And I'm like, I need to cut back. Maybe not a pitcher a week, right? I'm sorry, maybe not a pitcher a day, but maybe a pitcher a week, right? That's healthier habits, right? That sweet tea good though, y'all. So here's how we support. We do virtual support. That's how we started in 2023, virtual, solely virtual. We continue to support through virtual support with online wellness coaching, myself and also Miss Stubbs. We're here to coach you. Nutrition planning. We have Miss Tiffany here to support you as well. And a group accountability sessions. We have an intimate group here on Facebook that you can be vulnerable. You can get in there, get some tips and some support from the fellow group members. We also have in-person support. We have fitness classes and workshops on eating healthy coming up. We're partnering with other organizations to do a few community events. One will be in May for Mother's Day, and the other one is for back to school in July. And then we are in talks for a third one, but I will keep you posted once everything is finalized. And the call to action would be that we prioritize our health by scheduling our regular checkups. We need to stay active and encouraging our family members to adopt healthier habits. You can do it. I know you can. All right. So, mental and emotional wellness, a sound mind builds strong relationships. Let me say that again. A sound mind builds strong relationships. Do you believe that? Let me just make sure I don't have anything in the chat I need to answer. Okay, not yet, but thank you for all those that are tuning in. So what does mental health awareness include? So you're going to have access to therapy. You're going to have stress management and mindfulness practices. You're also going to practice emotional intelligence and conflict resolution skills. So, y'all know I just turned 41. It has taken me some time to conquer that third bullet. Okay. So, emotional intelligence may mean somebody bump your cart or something, or they look at you or take the last thing on the shelf in the grocery store, that before you say something that you're going to have to go to the altar and repent on Sunday, you be quiet. That's emotional intelligence. That's one example right there. Or read the room. I am of Caribbean descent, and so sometimes a little spicy Trinidadian side, it comes out. But I have learned, peace be still. So when we're practicing these things in the community, let me tell you what the impact will be. It'll be reduced stigma around mental health struggles. Because they'll be like, that's her. And literally, it's not even probably about what just happened. It's everything else we probably were holding in, right? So we're reducing that stigma around the struggles. We're also promoting healthier relationships, because right now may not be the appropriate time to talk through whatever the situation may be. Wait a day or so. Do you still feel the same way? All right. Now you can talk about it without all that extra energy. You also promote open communication and cooperation. I was told a long time ago, you get more bees with honey than you get with blank, blank, blank. So what does that mean? Hold your peace for a second. Everything don't need the first reaction. Sit on it a little bit and find the way to really have the discussion as an adult, so that you can get cooperation and buy-in. And then create a culture of understanding and empathy. Y'all, let's get into this scenario. So Tasha is her name. She's a new mother, and she experiences postpartum depression, but feels ashamed to ask for help. Because, here in the Black community, it's like, oh, I'm strong, I can do it. I don't need no help. They may not help me. No, reach out, raise your hand, sis. We are here to support you. We really are. Because if you hold it in, it gets worse. So let me tell y'all about Tasha. So she finds an online support group through us, and she connects with other mothers facing similar struggles. So she understands that she is not alone. And through the virtual coaching and support services, she regains confidence and prioritizes her mental health. And I'm sure she shows up better as a mother, and as a partner, or as a sibling, or whatever her other roles are, because of getting support with the postpartum. So how we support with this, again, we have the virtual support, we have classes, groups, we have mindfulness coaching, mental health referrals that we can give. We also have Miss Deborah here. And let me tell y'all, even though it's physical, which is a massage, it helps mentally as well, and with your emotions, because you'll be holding stuff all in your body. And then she start to hit those points, she'll be getting it. You'll be like, oh, She's like, you're holding this in your neck. That's stress. It helps. So the call to action is to take some time for your mental well-being, and you need to seek professional support. Can't say it enough. Seek professional support, you guys, and encourage others to do the same. Not judgmental, like, girl, you need to. I use myself for an example so that way people feel, okay, she's being transparent. Maybe I would be open to this. The next one is the financial wellness piece that people don't really want to talk about. So it helps with economic stability, it empowers communities. So let me tell you what it includes: financial literacy, budgeting, savings, and investing, job training, entrepreneurship programs. I'm going to pause there. So y'all, I know you're like, oh my God, what isn't she doing? Well, let me tell you what I am doing again. I'm adding more to the list. The entrepreneurship classes. And we have it on the shelf over there somewhere. I don't know. I can't see it, but that's one of two books to talk through entrepreneurships, because in our community, we have some talented people. We do know how to make candles, t-shirts. They may know how to DJ. They may know how to cook. And they're like, yeah, this is my business. Well, does the Secretary of State know about it, right? Are you registered? Do you have insurance? Do you know how to market yourself? Do you know how to price what you're doing? Because the price isn't just thrown out of the air and say $20 for my t-shirt. Okay, so $20 for your t-shirt. How much did you pay for that t-shirt? How much is your hourly rate to make the t-shirt? Did you have to pay shipping and handling to get the t-shirt? Do you have to ship the t-shirt? Okay, that's included too, right? What else? What else? What else, y'all? Did you have to market that t-shirt? Okay. Do you have overhead as far as maybe having a brick and mortar or having to drive your car? All right, how much is your gas? How much is your car note? Like, there is a whole lot that goes into being a savvy entrepreneur. And so we have those classes coming up. We have one in March. We have some professionals that are doing pretty well here in Bainbridge that will co-facilitate the class with me. Breaking generational cycles of poverty. We're going to just say, you know what? Yes, this is where we came from, similar to mine. This is where I came from, but that's not where I'm going to stay. I'm going to move forward, and that's okay. The impact on the community will be financially stable. Individuals are less dependent on government assistance. You do what you have to do until you can do better. Economic empowerment, which leads to increased business ownership and job creation. Also, it reduces financial stress, which improves overall well-being. So here's the scenario. Maria. She's a single mother and she struggles with managing her money. She attends a virtual financial literacy course through I See My Baby, and then learns to budget, learns to save, and she starts her own business. And over time, she gains financial independence and teaches her children healthy money habits. You see how this thing just keeps going on and on. It's generational. So if I learn it, then I can give it to my children. And guess what? They're going to add to it and they're going to be better. Every generation will get better. Every generation will get better. And then how we support it, again, we do the virtual support and we also do the in-person support with financial coaching, helping you to develop your small business through workshops and classes. So y'all check out Eventbrite. We got a lot of good things coming and going. So take control of your finances by creating a budget, reducing your debt, and supporting financial literacy programs. Again, it is on Eventbrite. Check it out. Y'all say hi to Miss Emma, y'all.
Hello, everybody.
All right. So now we're at the spiritual wellness. Yes, that's a thing. So connecting to a greater purpose. So what does it include, you ask? Well, I'm going to tell you. Faith-based guidance and support, meditation, prayer, and spiritual reflection. And we're also serving others and engaging in community outreach. So we partner with local churches here. Shout out to Cornerstone Pentecostal Church. That's my church, y'all. Pastor Seabrooks. And we partner with local churches. We are able to give you a referral while you're here with us at I See My Baby. Or we're going to pray, right? We're going to talk about meditation. We're going to talk about devotion time and reflection. And it has a major impact on the community. It strengthens moral foundations and personal resilience. It also encourages kindness, gratitude, and a sense of purpose. Now, it also builds a unity. It builds a unity. We are end up being unified as a community through shared values and mutual respect. So as you get these teachings, as it's in your spirit, you won't act like that in the grocery store. Somebody bump you. You say, you know what? It's okay. It's all right. You fine. Let's keep on going, sis. And that's it. So let's talk about Angela. So Angela, she's feeling disconnected from her purpose, and she attends one of our retreats. So we do have one coming up in March, and we're partnering with Native Spa. Oh my God, the retreat space is like none other. We referred a client over the weekend, and when I tell you, you're going to be at peace when you come from that retreat. We have one in March, we have one in August. And then for our married couples, we do have a marriage retreat coming up in June. That will be in Savannah, Georgia. And then our annual retreat, which will be in the Grill Jamaica at the Patu Castle, November the 3rd through the 7th. And all of that is on our website. Just click the link below that I put in the DM, and you can find yourself a retreat. So that way you can get your spiritual wellness intact. And don't worry, we have some coming for the men as well. Have no fear. But through guided meditation and community discussion, she connects with her faith and finds new ways to serve others. Now, how we support this again during our virtual meetings, meetups, our groups, also in person, where we give you referrals, because the church does the extension of it. We'll give you some tips, but then you actually need a home, a faith-based home, to support you in your spiritual growth. We do meditation here. We partner with Native Spa. They do some healing practices as well to help you. We have the devotion classes that both myself and Mr. Reeves, we teach and support you with. We have books and resources. The link is below for our Amazon bookstore. And then we also have a journal where the QR code is actually me talking to you and walking you through for 30 days what you need to show up spiritually well. So cultivating leadership and advocacy for community growth. You may ask, why is this important? Why is it here? Well, let me tell you, it helps the community to flourish. When individuals step out as leaders and advocates for positive change, we have stronger leadership. It fosters mentorship, unity, and solutions to common challenges. And as you can see, the picture behind this presentation is 3 dynamic organizations coming together to support the community. Now, here are some key aspects of leadership and advocacy. 1, empowering women as leaders. So leadership is not just about titles, it's about influence and action. So here's an example. A woman who attended I See My Baby's workshop gains confidence to start a local initiative that helps young mothers access care. The other one is speaking up for change. We had an advocacy training last week with Miss Vita, right? Speaking up for change. And so advocacy ensures that critical issues such as maternal health, childcare access, I need to stick in there, monkey farm, and economic equity are addressed. A woman who once struggled, here's the example of a woman who once struggled with housing insecurity, now shares her story at community meetings, and she influences policies that provide better housing assistance programs. Another example would be my fellow alumni in PG County. His parents passed away on a retreat overseas. And so what he did is he got with the mayor, or the governor, I should say, in Maryland, and enacted a bill and put through a bill. You know, you can do that too. You can advocate, you can support your community and influence policies. Mentorship and paying it forward. So when one woman rises, she can lift others up by sharing knowledge and opportunities. Example is me. I was able to get out of the humble beginnings. And so instead of me just saying, you know what, sis, I'm reaping my rewards. And we had a song, I'm reaping the harvest God promised me. Take back what the devil stole from me. And I rejoice today, for I shall recover it all. Yes, you can do that. But then you need to bring somebody along with you. And that is literally what we're doing here at I See My Baby. We are bringing you along because, like it said, I'm going to read it again. When one woman rises, she lifts others by sharing knowledge and opportunities. And the solution again is here at I See My Baby. We connect women with mentors who help them navigate personal and professional growth. So here's the call to action. Y'all ready? You step into leadership roles in your community, whether it's big or it's small. You advocate for issues that impact women and families by joining local initiatives. So one I will post about later in the week is that we are a part of NAACP. Before I came here, I started getting involved in Maryland. And so when I heard about it recently, I was like, oh, yeah, I'll join. And we need at least, I think, 20 more members in order for us to roll out the youth program, the youth development program. So, hey, that's a way for you to get involved. Become a member and join us so that we can support the youth development. We can't have enough youth programs. Mentor and uplift other women by sharing your experiences and resources. Long ago, they didn't have the written Bibles and journals and things of that sort. It was word of mouth. It was the women in the kitchen cooking or sitting around each other and just talking it through and sharing stories and imparting wisdom. Let's get back to that. Let's get back to it. I know we have social media and stuff, so now we should be able to really increase and ramp that up to share your experiences and your resources. All right, so the role of cultural and generational healing in community building. So why is this important and why does it matter? I'm going to tell you. Many communities carry historical trauma that impacts mental, emotional, and even physical well-being. And so if you're healing from past struggles, allows future generations to thrive without carrying the unnecessary burdens, why don't you? Why don't you do it? You don't want them to go through it. Same with my kids. I don't want them to go through it. I want them to be able to flourish and do better than I'm doing. Flourish. Don't carry that baggage. Also, embracing cultural identity. It fosters pride, unity, and resilience within the community. So here's the call to action. It's for you to reflect on and break any negative generational cycles in your life. And you may be wondering, well, how do I do that? Well, I'm going to tell you, like I've been saying, come on, ladies, into this Yoni steam room. There's so much that it will break the yoke. It will break and release all that bondage, all that trauma that you've been holding in. It is not just for infertility. It has spiritual works and attributes that is within that process. And we've talked about it before. You can look at our previous classes on our YouTube channel, but that is where we would start, right in that Yoni steam room to release it. Because remember, I've told you time and time again, we hold so much in our womb, so much. We need to release it. You're also going to seek wisdom from elders and pass on knowledge to the younger generation. So that's two-part. So you're going to get and receive it from the elders, but then you have to pass it along to the younger generation so it can continue. It can continue. It can continue. You know, this new generation, they think because they have internet and they have all this technology that they don't need the wisdom. No, you still do. You really do. You still do. You need the value add to it. So you may read that online, but then you need the why behind it. You need the experience behind it for you to really get it. Also, engage in cultural healing practices that strengthen your identity and the community. So here are some key aspects for cultural and generational healing. Breaking generational cycles. break the chains. Break the chains. Are y'all ready to break the chains? I'm just saying. So unresolved trauma can lead to patterns of poverty, poor health, because you're carrying it, shows up in all kind of ways in your body, and unhealthy relationships. And you may say on one of my podcasts, I had a guest and she was like, I keep attracting narcissistic men. I just keep attracting narcissistic men. Why? Because guess what? I haven't healed from my trauma. I have unresolved trauma that I need to heal from. So an example is a woman raised in a home where financial instability was common, and she learns her financial literacy through I See My Baby, something different that she's never heard of. And she creates a new path for her children. It's just as simple as that. Come, listen. The power of storytelling. Oh my gosh. So when I was working in the Department of Transportation, I had a district manager. His name was Mr. Henry. So if you want him, hey, and he used to tell the best stories. And you being young, it's like, okay, where is he going? I mean, yeah, his story. But then at the end, you got the wisdom behind it. So that's what we're talking about, the power of storytelling. When I was going through driving education class, I think it was called ABC Driving School, and I believe they're still in Landover, Maryland. But he would clap his hands and he would tell a good story, and then you will remember, okay, when you put your signal on, and then how you doing with the clock, and da 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 da. Like the power of storytelling, it sticks. It sticks. So full transparency, I just didn't know how to say the city's name, right? And I'm gonna tell you the city, but I'm trying to tell you the story. And so every time I talked to my friend, I was in that area and I would pause and then I wouldn't say it. And she'll be like, what's the problem? I'll be like, girl, I ain't trying to say it wrong. Cause then you're gonna be talking about, you better not say that wrong. You better not say it wrong. Cause we're gonna take offense. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to offend nobody. And so one day, she said, Alicia, let's stop this. Okay. Because it's not that deep. She said, just like you say attaboy, you say attapuggers. I was like, oh, I get it. The power of storytelling. So now every time I'm about to say attapuggers, I think of attaboy. That's the power of storytelling. It helps, it provides wisdom, and it allows the subject matter or what you're trying to convey to them to stick in their mind. Stick in their mind. So here's another scenario. An elder in the community hosts a storytelling circle at the Women's Wellness Center, which we call the intergenerational lunch hour, to pass down traditions and life lessons to younger generations. That's a way. Also, healing. Let me back up. Another way is through our day retreat that we're going to have in March and also in August. And that's a way for us literally to tell our stories, but also to provide wisdom to one another. That's another way that we can show up and support one another. Okay, healing through community and connection. So engaging in cultural traditions, ceremonies, and wellness practices can restore a sense of belonging. And the solution is that we offer spaces for women to reconnect with cultural practices such as herbal healing. You see back here, we have some blends. Miss Tiffany is working on increasing our blends. She goes to a local farm and she brings the herbs here. We are here to support you, is what I'm saying, spiritually, through spiritual wellness and community gatherings. So let's act, you guys. We're not just going to talk about it and say, oh, that was a great presentation. No, no, no. We got some work to do. So how can we contribute to a stronger community? So number one, you need to prioritize your own health and wellness, because you cannot show up for someone else if you ain't good. And I'm speaking to myself too. So you want to set your goals financially, physically, mentally, and spiritually so that you are well. You want to utilize resources that are available here. You also want to build support networks because you can't go it alone. You're not by yourself. You need someone. So you want to connect with other women and share your resources. Number three, support women's economic growth. So encourage financial literacy and business ownership. We got some businesses. We can. You don't have to just keep saying, oh, I do it on the side, or I don't know. Well, you can stop saying it now because we have a solution for you. And support women-owned businesses in your community. Finally, we rise when we uplift each other. So I need you to join the movement. I need you to join in, and I want you to prioritize your wellness and help build a stronger, healthier, and more empowered community. Now, again, I want to break it down of how we're filling in the gaps. And I also want you to hear about our approach to filling in the gap. So we provide programs and services to uplift and to empower here as a nonprofit 501c3. So in 2025, listen to our goals. Holistic wellness goals. We want to help 4,000 women this year. We want to help you. And we want to provide mental health resources, faith-based encouragement, and fertility support. We want to transform the maternal health stats. We want to reduce the mortality by 25% and the infertility cases by 15%. And how we do that is through our doula work and services and also through our coaching and programs that we have here through the Yoni steaming. We want to decrease the postpartum complications by 25% by educating you before that baby comes and then staying alongside you during your postpartum experience. And this is just in 2025. So think about 2026 and beyond. We also want to expand our access to safe childbirth and relationships. We are seeking to open up a birth center, but we can't do it alone. We actually need what the state requires, which is a medical director or a nurse midwife. So if you know someone, please get them involved, give them our information, and let's talk about it. And we need resources and funding. Again, we're a nonprofit 501c3. And so that is how we're able to assist you, how we're able to have free to low cost. It's through giving. So we need friends. We need friends of I See My Baby. We need organizations to sponsor us and to support us. We're also hosting retreats. So we have a marriage retreat, like I said, coming up in June. It will be in Savannah, Georgia. Beautiful facility. So if you're interested, you can start making payments now or ask people to sponsor you. I mean, because folks know, if you're going through it, folks know, your circle knows. Come and get the work that you need. It's 4 days. Come, love on each other, get some practical tools, and then we'll stay with you after the retreat and continue to support you, support your family, to ensure that you are stable. And again, we have the day retreats coming up, one in March, one in August. Let's do it. Let's do the work. Let's ground ourselves, take them shoes off, and go through some of the practices that the Native Spa will lead us in. Organizing local and international retreats. So remember, we're going to Jamaica in November. You have a lot of time to say yes and start making your payments in order to be with us. If you don't have a passport, you have a lot of time to apply and to get it in time for the retreat. And then our current key programs that make a difference. Again, we have the Wellness Center here. We have ongoing classes. We are a safe place for women facing mental health challenges, pregnancy-related issues, and child loss. And we have added our men's program as well. So every woman that comes in, we touch the man. And if a man comes in and you have a partner, then we do the reverse. I touch the woman. Mr. Reeves is here to support. He is building out a dynamic, supportive men's support group. And I will actually tag the group here so that way you can keep up with us. You can keep up with us and share it with a friend. I'm doing it here right now. Here we go. Share it with a friend because, men, they tend to stay closed up in their own shell and suffer in silence. And we are here to say, not happening. And he has mentorship. He has one-on-one coaching, group coaching. He has good stuff coming down the pipe. Also day retreats as well here locally. So just get involved, stay connected. And if anything, you can just reach out to him, send him a DM, and he will schedule a call with you and just talk about it. And whatever you need, he is here to support. He's also a minister of the gospel. So you'll get that as well. You will get that spiritual covering. Professional services, as I talked about earlier, doula services. We have the yoni steaming. We have 2 rooms. We have 6 stations. And if we need more, shout out to my husband, he could build more. We have lactation consulting, mental health support to enhance maternal well-being. So we have all of these things to meet the goals that we have for 2025. So thank you so much for your listening ear. This is the conclusion of today's webinar. If you need to reach me, my information is here for your reading pleasure, info@iseemybaby.org. iseemybaby.org is our website, and our phone number here is 229-939-3240. Our address is 310 South Scott Street in Bainbridge, Georgia. And I want you all to just leave with this. True progress happens when we rise together by prioritizing wellness, which is physical, mental, financial, and spiritual, and social. We create a stronger, healthier, and more connected community. So here at I See My Baby, we are dedicated to providing the resources, the support, and education necessary for women and families to thrive. So let's build a future where we rise together, because we are truly better together. You guys, I love you, and have a good, phenomenal, productive week.